Hey, Todd Jarrett here. We're talking guns here in the Bullet Cave here at the house, and I want to educate you today a little bit about magazines, but I want to go over the new Staccato 2011 line. This is a new 2020 XL, a 5.4 inch barrel, gives you a long sight radius for shooting competition with. Make this in 40 and also make it 9mm. It comes with a bull barrel. The gun is super accurate. It is a brand new grip on the gun that we just developed here and executed here back in January. For you guys who are gunsmiths out there, the mag catches in a different location. It's about 15 thousandths higher, gives us more reliability, makes the 9mm bullet actually very, very reliable in all of our guns now. Also, the mag catch is in a little different place, so when you take it out, you're going to notice that it's not sitting right up against the very edge of where the detent is normally that holds the mag catch in there. It's very closer to the trigger. So if you have not seen that, that is the new mold and the new modifications inside the gun. Now I want to talk magazines. So I got customers. I got a friend of mine called me up today and said he had a buddy of his, and his bullets are moving forward in the magazine, and what happens is he's having some nosedives with it. So my first question is to him, I said, okay, is he reloading? And he said, no, I'm shooting factory ammunition. I said, okay, is he using an aftermarket spring and follower? He said, yes. So what happens is the standard magazine that comes from the factory and factory base pad has a much stronger spring. The way the follower sits in there, sets that bullet in there much more consistently and more reliable than some of the aftermarket parts out there. So some of them are lighter springs because they can get more bullets in them along with the base pad. So the key thing here is you want a reliable gun. So let's talk bullet length here real quick. So what happens is if I have a bullet that is very, very short, and I want to show you a factory load versus one that has been loaded by myself, you'll notice that the overall length of the bullet from the top of the brass of the bullet is much longer than the shorter case there. So what happens is we run a longer profile bullet when using aftermarket springs and followers to be able to keep those bullets lined up properly as close as we can to the feed ramp when the gun goes off. So what I'm looking for here is that if I'm going to use an aftermarket spring and follower, I need to run the longest bullet as possible, because as you load the magazine and stick the bullet in, as each one of them goes in, where do you set the bullet? You set it to the back. So as you set it to the back and you stick in the gun goes bang and goes forward. What happens? The bullets move forward in the magazine. As they move forward, now they're all sitting towards the front of the magazine. So as that round has a tendency to nosedive and go forward with shorter bullets, we at Staccato actually did a couple things to make our magazines work a little bit more reliable. So my gun's a little dirty here. I apologize here. So I'm bad at cleaning guns. But I'm gonna be able to show you the raceway on this Staccato 2011. So from the disconnector all the way down, it's high polished. And the reason why we do that is when the magazine is in the gun and you fire the gun, what happens is the round comes out, and as it starts picking up the next round and goes underneath the hood and picks up underneath the extractor, the actual next round in the magazine is actually hitting underneath the slide and has a tendency to push that bullet forward. As that bullet's being pushed forward, what happens is you can get a nosedive with it. So what happens is that raceway has been polished, and it's been polished for one thing and to help eliminate that. So with our new bottom end and our new mag catch and our new location allows those bullets to come up in exactly the same place. Now, 9mm is no different than 40 caliber, and the XL comes in 40 cal. So what happens is in the 40 cal, the bullets overall lengths are very similar from a factory load to a competition load. So what happens is we run them out really, really long to be able to make sure that they work reliably in aftermarket springs and followers. So typically you're not going to see this problem in a factory magazine, because how they're tuned, how the magazine springs are, and the base pad allow us to give as much pressure as possible to be able to keep that bullet in that place. So typically the 9mm magazines is that if you're on the range, you're shooting, you drop a magazine on the ground with the lighter spring, the bullets are going to come out. So what happens is you'll be picking up bullets off the ground on 9mm. And that is pretty typical of all 2011 and 1911 magazines that are high cap. So those are key things that you want to look out for. So most of all, if you're on the range shooting your Staccato 2011, I hope you're having fun with it. But most of all, good luck and safe shooting.